Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Eureka Springs channel out of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I'm Melody Purdy, and I wanted to bring together with everybody this afternoon to talk with Mr. Doug Reed with Thorncrown Chapel. If you have not been to Thorncrown Chapel in Eureka Springs, I don't know what to say about you guys, but you've got to come to see the Thorncrown Chapel in Eureka Springs. Doug, I'm going to bring you on and let's talk to Doug here in Eureka Springs. We are live, so hold on just a moment or bring Doug in.
Hello.
Hi, Doug.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Very good. Good to see you.
I think your office is cleaner than mine.
Well, some things are illusions.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Doug, there's a lot of people that have come to Eureka Springs, and some people that are watching may have been to the Thorncrown Chapel. But for those who have not experienced the Thorncrown, can you explain to us and describe the building to us?
Well, it's a 48-foot tall, all glass structure. There's 425 windows, over 6,000 square feet of glass. It's made out of all natural materials. It's an all wood structure, and the foundation is flagstone floor, flagstone wall. I guess you could describe it as organic architecture. It's designed with the environment in mind. Fay Jones was the architect. He was a student of Frank Lloyd Wright, so there's a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright influence. And what Fay wanted to do was to make the building look like someone just dropped a seed, and it just kind of grew up out of the ground with everything surrounding.
It is beautiful. We're all looking at the photographs here. In every season, it seems like the Thorncrown has a different look, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not only seasons, but it's hour to hour and day to day. As the sun moves in the sky, it changes. It looks different in the afternoon than it does in the morning. And I think my favorite time is right before sunset, where everything just gets kind of magical. It's beautiful every season of the year, but then again, there are those moments, like in the snow or in an ice storm or in a fog or a particularly beautiful sunset or something like that, where it's kind of a magical place.
Well, it's like, there's been a lot of structures that have kind of been built off this same thought. But what makes this particular facility? You said it was all wood, so that no steel involved.
There's very little steel in the building. There's a little bit where the trusses meet in the middle, kind of for connectors. Of course, there's a little bit in the foundation connectors there, but the rest of it is entirely wood. That's part of what makes the building so amazing, that a wood structure could hold up. A lot of people doubted Fay Jones that it would hold up, but it's held up for 40 years. The building actually moves a lot because it's wood. The walls can move up to an inch, and they creak and they pop, and you think it's going to break, but it never does.
It's incredible. It really is. And so there's elements inside. Like you can see that there's overlying elements throughout. I mean, even looking here at some of the fixtures inside, looking here at a chair, it's like the patterns are completely repeating, aren't they?
Yes, Fay Jones was all about the details. He designed every little aspect of the building with the whole in mind, and he's so detail oriented. When they finished the chapel, where they're putting the pews in, he said that every screw had to be aligned and pointing the same direction. So he was that much into detail.
Wow, it's incredible. And it really is true that you said that every season it has a different lighting. I've been out there many times, of course, with you, and each time of the day even takes on, even the interior takes on different colors. So truly influenced by the environment and very natural setting. Very impressive. So what year was the chapel built, Doug?
It was finished in 1980.
1980. So that makes, let's see. Well, this makes it the 40th year, correct?
40th year. Mm-hmm.
40th year. Well, I'm not gonna. We're gonna say how old you were when the chapel was built. Let's see. Well, I won't do the math. We'll let other people do that. Wow, 40 years. Oh, wow. So, can you tell us a little bit how the chapel came to be? Um, Tell us that story.
Well, my dad, Jim Reed, was the founder of the chapel. He was a retired school teacher. We grew up in Southern California, and he was actually born in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And he moved back here to planning to retire. And one day he came in from his daily walk to get the mail with this crazy, what we thought was a crazy idea to build a glass chapel in the woods. And he faced a lot of opposition along the way. Everybody literally thought he was crazy at times.
Really?
Oh yeah. People would come up to my mom and say, "You've got to get Jim some help because he's lost his mind with this crazy chapel idea." And, it was a very discouraging process for him, and he actually went broke about halfway through. It went over budget, and you can imagine what the banks said when he came in wanting to get a loan for this crazy glass structure. He wrote all of his friends, thinking someone maybe would help him, give him a loan or something, but no one would, and he felt very, very alone. And he went down to the chapel actually to quit one night and ended up on his knees in the front of the chapel. It was the first time. My dad was always a really tough guy, and that was the first time that he'd ever been down on his knees, and that was kind of a turning point for him. And I think he kind of reached the end in a way, but found a new beginning. Endings are often big beginnings, and a new faith and a new confidence, not just in himself. And about 2 weeks later, a woman from Illinois wrote him and offered a loan at about 1/3 the going rate, so he could complete his dream. And so finally, the summer of 1980, the chapel was finally open.
40 years ago.
Yes.
So over the years, since 1980, the chapel has won a lot of awards and distinctions. Can you name a few of the proud moments for the chapel in that regards?
Yeah, it's won probably every major architectural award. The first one was the design of the year. Every year, the American Institute of Architects chooses the best design in the United States, and it won for 1980, and it was the first Arkansas building ever to win such an award. Then the second, well, probably the biggest award that a space can achieve is called the American Institute of Architects 25-Year Award. And of course, you have to be 25 years old, and they wait 25 years because if you're still good, that means it's good architecture, that it's timeless. And that was really a big deal. They flew us into Washington, D.C., and we got to hobnob with somewhat famous people, and it was really fun to receive that. And then it was a less formal award, but then at the turn of the century, the American Institute of Architects chose the top 10 designs of the 20th century. And to everyone's surprise, number 4 on the list was Thorncrown Chapel.
Wow.
So
wow,
it's been very well received among architects.
most definitely. So, and everybody that comes into the chapel has. I've been sitting there when people walk in for the first time, and of course their eyes immediately go up and look, at the ceiling and the fact that it's so open and you're surrounded by the nature, and people come in and they think they feel something and they feel very spiritually moved by that. And I can attest to having felt that many times myself, no matter what time of the year I'm there. Have there been moments for you? I mean, having had the chapel in your family for all these years, have there been moments for you that you can identify that have been extra special, or something that moved you by being there and being part of the chapel?
Oh, it's hard to pinpoint any exact moment, but I do have those moments when history kind of envelops you, and you see a big picture. The 40th has been real special for me because I've gone through all the old newspaper articles. I've gone through all the old things that Faye Jones said, and all the history, and it's been just an amazing experience for me to relive 40 years. 40 years of Thorncrown, and
Yeah.
for me, it's kind of a big picture. When I see that, I know it's home. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you think that the Thorncrown Chapel will remain in the Reed family for its entirety?
Well, that remains to be seen. My kids are scattered all over the place, so
Yeah.
it's looking kind of doubtful now. But
Well,
it will continue. We're just not sure how. My wife and I will be there a little while longer, and then
well, pretty much everybody in your family has been a part of keeping it going, and have over the years have played an important part of it, haven't they?
absolutely.
Right. And I
Definitely.
believe it was just this past year you've had 2 children get married there at the chapel, haven't you?
Two in 1 year. Yes.
Yeah. What was that like?
We're still tired.
You're still tired. That's a good answer. Good answer. Well, everybody wants to come and be married there at the chapel, but you also have, Sunday morning services, and you still minister to people that come to the chapel. So people can come there to the services. What times are your services on Sunday, Doug?
They're 9 a.m. and 11.
9 and 11. Okay. And you have a music program out there as well, so people can come and hear great music.
We have a very talented music minister, Gary King, whom you know, and
Yeah.
he's been with us. I think this is his third year with us, but
Mhm.
very blessed.
Right. Right.
Very blessed.
And you have special services out there, during Christmas and other significant moments for people of faith that want to come and be a part of that. Um, I wanted to also, just for those that may be listening, it kind of been on the question for everybody, travel right now with COVID-19, the pandemic, and people that have, a lot of people have been, their plans have been disrupted, travel and weddings in particular. So could you help us share with us a little bit about the situation for you guys right now and currently how you guys are dealing with that?
Well, for our daily operations, we're doing our absolute best to stay with the governor's guidelines. We've got the pews marked where you can only sit certain places. We have a big sign right at the beginning of the trail, please wear a mask, and most people comply. And of course, we have the hand washing stations and everything.
Right.
The daily operation has worked a lot more smoothly than we actually thought, and people really work to help us. The weddings are a little more difficult with the people and with the families.
Mhm.
We have a lot of cancellations this year. Every large wedding canceled. We're still having smaller weddings and a lot of elopements. The
Yes.
story we're hearing is, oh, my wedding, got ruined by COVID, but I still want to get married in a beautiful place. So sometimes it's just a couple, or just a few, or just a family. But
Yeah.
we're seeing that story a lot.
Well, the great thing is about you guys is that, you are open for elopements during the week and small intimate weddings. So I've experienced that too, a lot more calls for people to elope and such. And so if you wanted to reserve the chapel, I mean, can folks go ahead and, make their plans now, or is there a time frame where people can book their wedding with you, or what does that look like, Doug?
All they have to do is call our office, and usually we start with the date that they want. If it's not available, we'll work with them to find something as close as we can.
Right. And I'm sure you've got dates still available for next year, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So folks, you can go to thorncrown.com. I started to say Thorncrown Chapel again, didn't I? It's thorncrown.com. And you guys have a wonderful woman out there, Miss Cheryl, who can help you plan your day and your wedding. And she's extremely nice and very helpful. She's a bee in your bonnet for sure. She's really a great asset to the Thorncrown. And you can have Doug do your service, right, Doug? And you have Cheryl, and I think you have another person out there that does services as well. So you can pretty much do a one-stop shop, get married and have an officiant and have a good time here in Eureka Springs, right, Doug?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Doug, and congratulations on the 40th anniversary of Thorncrown. And I just want to say personally to you and to your entire family for what a significant architecture that you guys have brought to Eureka Springs, and the fact that you guys have created so many lasting memories for people. Just even from a spiritual standpoint, the Thorncrown has been significant to a lot of us. And so I just want to thank you personally for keeping the doors open, even during a pandemic, and for helping create memories for everyone. We thank you so much.
Well, Melody, let me say thank you, because you've been part of Thorncrown for a very long time, and you have had a profound influence on us out there, and we consider you a part. So thank you.
Well, you guys are family, and we appreciate everything, and we continue to support you. And we're excited that people can come and still be a part of something very special here in Eureka Springs. And the number one thing on their list usually is the Thorncrown Chapel.
Well, thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time, Doug, and I'll see you soon, I think. So I'll see you next weekend, I think. We'll see you soon, babe.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So the Thorncrown Chapel, 40 years of creating memories and moments for people. Hope that you will make your trek to Eureka Springs and check out the Thorncrown Chapel. And thank you for watching Eureka Springs channel. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.